Our phone bill was high, so I looked it up and discovered a horrible truth. Hi everyone, welcome back to another Reddit cheating story. Before we start, please hit the subscribe button and click the notification bell so you won't miss another cheating story goes live. I just wanted to introduce myself and vent about my wayward wife, WW, and see if you all think I'm on the road to nowhere, and basically just get this out there. I, 35M, have only ever been with my WW, 35F, since we were 17. We have been married for 15 years at the time when I found out about the infidelity. We had shared dreams of a future traveling the world after an early retirement at around 45. We lived pretty well, our small house paid off, we went on semi-frequent long-distance holidays, and had fun. She worked the night shift, I worked during the day, earning at least double, not to brag but possibly explains her wanting to stay now. So we didn't see an awful lot of each other, sex was infrequent, but I thought we were making it work. No kids involved. We were looking for a bigger house with more room for our animals and to get away from some shitty neighbors. During this time, to try and get to see each other more, I suggested that she try for a day job, which she duly found and was pretty good at. I was teaching her to drive, bought her a car to learn in, things were going well for us. But that's where everything, for me, went to shit. She made friends with new colleagues, one in particular, claimed to be a 55-year-old man who she wasn't interested in like that, just a nice guy. Who was actually in his 40s and she was very into like that. She started going to work early for team breakfasts, staying late to get better at the job, stuff that is normal for people in new jobs. I was always at peace with her being independent, I never had a reason to doubt her. A couple of months passed, and I noticed that our phone bill was higher than usual, and looking into it, I found that she had sent 50 plus picture messages, and 3,500 regular text messages to a new number. I confronted, and she claimed innocence, just general chit-chat etc. I asked to see, and of course there was nothing to be found, everything wiped. I asked to try to recover the messages, and she refused, so I had my answer. I did manage to retrieve some info from WhatsApp, months of messaging on there in addition to the messages from earlier. Lots of I love yous, and I'm scared of losing yous, and plans for meetings. Of course, we had completed the new big house with the fat mortgage payments in the middle of all of this. So I feel trapped. We committed to a major life change under false pretenses. If she wanted to leave she could have had half and that would have been a nice clean split. But she begged to try again, and after 18 years of happiness I decided we should try to see if it could be workable. Obviously no full disclosure, trickle truthing, only admitting to information I was able to find myself. She says sex was only once, never gave head, never at all for me, but I see him messaging her about where her head was going to be. I know there is more, and have accepted that there was all sorts of wild shit going on, but I can't get over her not admitting to it. She says it's all on her, she's effed her life up and she's sorry, but that's it. She hasn't made any real effort to repair the damage she did since. I have brought books to read, suggested podcasts etc., but she's intent on rug sweeping it all. She says it's in the past, it will never happen again, let's just go back to normal. As you all know, there is no normal after that kind of betrayal. I can go weeks without it being brought up with her, but it eats at me every day. I want a nice life for me and her, so I bury it down and do the best I can. But I know that's not how we get over this. I just want to see that she understands how hurt I am, and talk with me about how she has changed so that it won't happen again. I want to see that she takes it seriously. Day to day we are okay, get along well, and I am sure I could be happy, if she would only be honest about what happened. But she doesn't want to think about it, or confront the fact what she did was shitty. It's been 18 months now, and I still don't have the answers I need, but my day-to-day life is okay enough that I don't want to force anything without good reason. But the longer that she refuses to address my concerns and questions the less and less I give a shit and just think of a clean break. I don't want to see her destroyed or destitute, but I don't want to be disrespected and demoralized for the rest of my life either. I have been a very easygoing, passive guy up to now. But that seemingly led me here, so I guess I need to sack up and do something. Something has to give, but I know it can't be me. Here are some of the best comments from our community. You can't have proper reconciliation without her coming clean because it will eat at you for the rest of your days. She's poisoning your relationship. I am so sorry for you. You seem wanting to reconcile but your wife doesn't. She wants to go back in time to the way things were. That is impossible. Some things changes our lives irrevocably. Infidelity is one of those things. Your wife exposed the ugly side of who she is and you can't undo that. It harsh, but you now know that your wife has a cheater inside of her. Here is the second story. I never expected her to admit to anything, but she did. D-Day was on Sunday. I didn't even have any proof of anything that was happening. I just had a weird feeling for the past few months. I go the reverse psychology route, saying I know what you did, just skip the denial stage and own up to it. I never expected her to admit to anything, but she did. There were a lot of trickle truths and I really had to squeeze everything out of her. Eventually I got to know the whole truth. She is a manager, we work together, and has been fucking the bartender since October. Wow. She drove him home one night since he doesn't have a car, and he initiated the first encounter. Of course, she didn't stop it. She tells me they met up 3 times only, but penetration only happened once. The first time he couldn't get hard because he was nervous and it felt wrong. So he told her to go. Second time was successful, and the third time she had to leave abruptly. She would sext him at late hours of the night of pictures in lingerie. They both swear up and down that it was purely sexual, nothing more. Which I do believe. I'd go out with her and she would push herself towards anybody that was around. Together, we would go 2 weeks max sometimes without sex. We were in a rough spot for a little bit. What the F do I do now? 4 years gone just like that. This woman was the absolute love of my life, my forever person. I was planning our wedding last week. We have a house together, finances, cars, and a dog. I love her kids and they love me. Now I can't stomach looking at her face. I have intrusive thoughts all day of them having sex in her car. All the good times we had together since October feel like a lie. We took a 10-day trip in December, and she treated me like an absolute sweetheart. I've never felt that type of love from her ever. That's when I knew I would be with her forever, but she was fucking someone else. I haven't eaten or slept in days. And the worst thing is, I'm considering taking her back. She has been extremely apologetic, begging me to come back home. She's already signed up for a year of therapy, saying she needs help and will do anything to be a better partner for me. She's looking for new jobs to get out of that restaurant. She's answering all of my questions and promising me that she will be better. But how can I trust her? Here is the third story. I can't wait to introduce my divorce attorney to my wife. My 31M wife, 30F, had an affair 4 years ago. We were together for 13 years at that point and I thought we had a perfect marriage. Then she quit her job to go partying at the bars. I instantly knew what was up. I found out she was F-king some dude we knew, she confessed and I tried to end myself. She begged me to stay and work on it. I told her I would. But I'm not. I've been putting on a front for 3 years. I hate her. Went through the motions of counseling. She doesn't work, so I alone just bought us a huge expensive house. She legitimately thinks we're fine, she thinks things are perfect. And that's exactly where I need her to be. Comfortable. Thinking we're fine. But I'm not fine. What she did destroyed me as a person. I don't know when, but I'm going to rip off this mask I have put on. I'm going to destroy her fucking life like she did mine. I have an attorney who has already assured me the only thing I lose in divorce is 48 hours with our kids every other weekend. I'm not gonna cheat. I never have. I'm simply going to tell her we're done. I'm going to do what she was too selfish to do. I don't need to be told how big of a piece of SHT I am. I know I am. And I'm okay with that. She hasn't met the man she turned me into. I can't wait to introduce him to her. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to subscribe and turn on the notification bell for any future cheating stories.